This is the Boox Go 10.3, and for a long time it was my #1 recommended e-ink tablet. It's simply a banger of an e-ink tablet. It's got that ultra thin design, it's got a 300 ppi black and white e-ink screen, a really nice paper-like feeling, and a Wacom EMR stylus. So it stands to reason that we're all pretty excited when today they're launching the Go 10.3 Gen 2, and not just one, but 2 devices in that series. And when I first heard, I thought, wow, this is going to be really exciting. What are we going to get? Are we going to get an improved screen? Are we going to get one with a front light? Maybe a plastic surface with a ceramic tip, maybe, with different options for styluses. Maybe they can go even thinner this time. And we've got some of those things, but they've also changed another crucial thing, so bear with me. Warm welcome to my channel. My name's Kit, and here I look at tech for making you a better professional. Some of my audience was expecting this. They have exchanged the Wacom EMR for the Boox InkSense Plus stylus. That is a capacitive stylus, and essentially the difference is that EMR technology uses a completely separate grid which just senses the resonance of a little solenoid in the coil there. That can be extremely accurate. It can go to much higher lines per inch, whereas a capacitive pen essentially uses the same capacitive grid that your finger uses when it touches the screen. And that leads generally to a lower resolution and a lower accuracy than an EMR stylus. And of course, this great recipe of great e-ink screen, great pen, that is crucial for a good e-ink tablet. Now, I will have to figure this out in testing, because it does say that it's going to be this. This is the InkSense Plus stylus, which is the same stylus that you can get and you can use with the Boox Palma 2 Pro. I would suggest that this capacitive stylus is good enough rather than excellent. It's an interesting choice there, and of course I was really glad to see the capacitive stylus on here on the Palma 2 Pro, because that was the first time we had a stylus with an e-ink phone-sized device. Whereas we've been used to Wacom EMR on our 10.3 inch devices for some time, so it might be a bit of a change too far for some of you. One other thing that was incredible about the Boox Go 10.3 and kept it near the top and keeps it currently in the top 10, it's still 4th in its current generation, was the price. It was at launch just 380 quid. Now, if they can make the Gen 2 a similar or even lower price, then perhaps it's still going to be compelling. Now, there are 2 types. There is the Go 10.3 Gen 2, which I am predicting is going to look very, very similar in terms of the design, in terms of the feel, in terms of the thickness, and actually in terms of the screen as well. It's still going to be the Carter 1200. Not a lot wrong with that, but it isn't the very latest generation of e-ink. But they're also launching a Go 10.3 Lumi, so that's going to have a front light on it, both with warm and cold lights as well. So that's certainly compelling for some of you who've been waiting for a black and white Boox at this size with a front light. And it says that front light will only add 0.2 of a millimeter thickness. And that's a common gripe with adding a front light to devices. It's that it makes that screen stack a little bit deeper, and so the e-ink is a little bit further below the surface. But 0.2 of a millimeter doesn't sound like a big change at all. So 4.8 millimeters thick for the Lumi, and the same 4.6 millimeters for the standard model. They're also adding a darker kind of blue-grey color, which looks really quite cool as well. I think that both colors are going to be available in the standard or in the Lumi as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Of course, there's some great things still about Boox, and if you're looking mainly for a reader, then you don't need to worry too much about the stylus, and Boox is one of the best platforms for reading on. It has a really powerful built-in reading software, as well as being able to download any app you want from the Google Play Store as well. And they are an absolute market leader in terms of understanding how to get the best out of e-ink. You simply get the lowest ghosting, the fastest refresh, and just generally the best look of e-ink across multiple different apps with Boox. So it's well worth considering the device for those reasons. They're both now up to Android 15, so that's a thing. They've still got the same 3,700 milliamp hour batteries. They will both have 64 gigabytes of storage, 4 GB of RAM, an improved octa-core processor from this generation. There's no way to expand the storage on either of them though, and they both come in at 365 grams, so very lightweight, paper-like tablets. In the press release, they also mentioned something about a ceramic tip, so I'm not sure what that's going to be about. That's a bit of an unknown here, and that could be a really pleasant surprise. And they do confirm that neither will have a fingerprint sensor in the power button. Now just briefly back to the pen, I will have to wait and see because Boox also changed to a capacitive stylus on this, which is the Tab X C. And this is a slightly different technology. This is the Inspire stylus. And if the capacitive pen on the Go 10.32 is as good as this, then we won't have any issues at all. And I'll be able to say, yeah, that's good enough. But if it's only as good as the capacitive stylus here on the Palma 2 Pro, then it might be somewhat of a disappointment. But in any case, we're pretty sure that the quality of a capacitive pen, you can see here, isn't just about the pen itself, isn't just about the device itself, but it's some kind of function between those two. And clearly they've managed to get this capacitive stylus on the Tab X C working really quite well, to the point where you'd accept that totally without any hesitation. But we've seen capacitive styluses done not so well. That's the launch day. You can obviously find out more, including the price, which I'm not sure of when I'm making this video, but that will be in a link in the description below as well. And for now, I will get one of these in my hands very soon, and I will jump on a live stream almost straight away and test that out with you there. But I'd love to hear what questions you have about the Boox Go 10.32. Is there any wish list that you wish that it would have had, or any thoughts about the direction that Boox is going with all of their wonderful devices? Please share them in the comments below. My big question, of course, though, is how much does that important change to the recipe change the final taste?